Welcome to today's Unity tutorial and continuing our series of Unity Basics. Today, we'll be talking about the File menu.
Counting double-digit thousands.
I'm PrefixWiz, and we're talking about the File menu. Go ahead and open Unity. And at the top left, you'll see File, and there's the File menu. So right here, starting at the top, we're going to talk about New Scene. So if we were to click New Scene, I'm not going to save changes to our old one. We're just going to click a new one. You'll see up here in the hierarchy that we have a scene that's called Untitled. We haven't named it yet. We just created a new one. And the scene is basically where everything you're going to do to create your game is going to happen. Your assets from your entire project in the assets folder, you're going to use those assets inside the scenes. So for instance, in this particular scene, we are going to add a cube, and let's go ahead and scale it up. Let's go ahead and grab that main camera, and we're just going to move it up and tilt it forward so you can kind of see a 3D view of the cube. Maybe slide it off to the right, rotate. Yeah, so anyway, so there's the cube, and that's our view, and that's down here in the camera view. That's what the end user would see if you were to release this game and put it out there on, like, say, Steam, and somebody goes and gets this game. This is what they're going to see, this cube. So in the scene editor here, you're just editing exactly what you want the game to be, look like. That's what the scene is. So we have created a new scene, and it's called Untitled. All right, and the very next one is Open Scene. Now, if we were to click Open Scene, and we don't have any scenes in the project at the moment, but if we were to click Open Scene, and there would be a scene in here, we could double click on it and open it up, and that scene would open. And let's go to Save Scenes. Now, there's one thing to note when we're talking about saving scenes. You've seen that this says Untitled because it's a new scene. Just to the right of that, you'll see this little asterisk. That means that I've changed something in the scene, and the scene needs to be saved. So just always keep an eye out for that, just in case you accidentally, forget to save. Just happen to look up there and you see that little asterisk. That means that something has changed and the scene has not been saved. So you can save scene, and we haven't named it yet. So what we're going that's the same thing as save scene as. So save scene is just if you've already named it. If you haven't named it, it'll automatically take you into save scene as. But so we're going to go ahead and save scene as. We'll call it cube scene. All right. Then you'll see down here in your asset folder that you have a scene called cube scene. You'll see that it changed up here to cube scene. You'll also see that the little asterisk went away. And now let's take a look at open scene again, and you'll see that that cube scene that you saved is there. So if you were to double click on it, it would just reopen that scene. All right. Then you have new project. If you click on new project, it will bring up this window where you can actually type in the name of the new project that you want, give you a directory to save it in, and then you can select whether you want it in 3D format or 2D format, and then select which asset you want to bring in with it, if any, and then just click Create Project. And right below that is Open Project. So if we click on it, we will also get a window that shows us all of our previous projects that we've been working on, and you can click on any of those and it will automatically exit out of the current project and load the project that you are wanting to open. All right, then we have Save Project, and obviously that's always a good sign. It's just like saving the scene. This saves the entire project. So if you were to bring new assets into the folder down here, and if you save the scene, it's not saving all these assets. You want to save the actual project. So make sure you save the project and you save the scene often. All right, and then you have build settings. Inside build settings is where you would set up where you're going to deploy your finished product. Is it going to be for the PC and Mac or Linux? Is it going to be for the iOS or Android? Is it going to be for a web build? Are you sending it to the PlayStation or Samsung TV or Facebook? Now, any of these options right here is what you can build your project out to. And again, this is where Unity does most of the heavy lifting to try to get your or package your project to deliver it to those specific platforms. So for right now, we're just going to stick with PC, Mac, and Linux. But if we were to change, we would just have to, let's say, check iOS, switch platform, and then it switches to that platform, and that's the platform we're working for. And you'll see it right at the top. After Cube Scene Unity tutorial is the name of the project. Right after that, you have iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad. And those are what we're actually building to. So let's go ahead and go back to PC Mac. Switch platform, and at the top you will see PC Mac Linux standalone. That means that's the current build that we're going. That's the current platform that we're going to build to. All right. Then you have player settings. Now I'm not going to get too deep into player settings. That this can be a whole nother tutorial on this. There's a lot of information to cover, but just know that the defaults are okay. You can't go wrong with the defaults, but they can be improved upon. And then of course in here we also have build, and run. And let's go back to file menu real quick. And you also have under build settings, you have build and run. So once you're all set up and you're ready to build and run, so let's go back into the scene here, and you see that this is my cube. And let's get that camera up. And this is our view. So at the end user will see this. So this is our game. Our game is a cube in the middle of the screen, and that's what we're looking at. So I'm satisfied with this game. I want to put it out to the masses. So we're just going to go up here to File, Save Scene, Save Project. Make sure we're building it out to the PC, Mac, and Linux like I'd like to. And hit File, Build Settings, and then we're going to build. And it's going to ask you to save it inside the project folder. So just name it whatever you want to, and we're going to call it the cube. And then we're going to save it. And we're just going to replace what I've already done previously. All right, and once that's done, it's going to open up. The cube is the game. You can see right here it's an application. So if we double click on it to open it up, we're going to just scale this down for now so that it doesn't take up our entire window. We're going to do it in Window, and we're going to play it. And this is the default logo, splash logo for Unity. And there's our cube. There's our game right there, just cube. So that's the basics of the file menu. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like button, and don't forget to subscribe.